Hello and welcome to The Pulse. I'm Anaya Vance.
And I'm Molly Ingram. We have a great show for you today.
Coming up, we will go to Bridgeport to look at how residents and family members are remembering the life of Lauren Smithfield. Then we will see how Connecticut is continuing to deal with the ongoing pandemic.
We will also look at how the pandemic has affected the supply chain, especially in the retail market. Then, a robot dog, and as we approach Super Bowl weekend, we have an exclusive interview with one of Sacred Heart's star football running backs. Finally, a few coffee shops you will definitely want to check out.
From Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, this is The Pulse.
Over the last couple weeks, many have called the investigation into the cause of death of Lauren Smithfield as mishandled and unprofessional. Demonstrators gathered to demand further action by city officials as well as justice for Lauren on what would have been her 24th birthday. Jorge was there.
On January 23, 2022, a group of more than 300 people gathered outside of Bridgeport Police Headquarters to demand justice for Lauren Smithfield, as they believe the investigation into Lauren's death left several unanswered questions. One of the questions? Well, Lauren's family says Bridgeport Police didn't consider the man that last saw her alive as a suspect because they say police told them he seemed like a nice guy.
If his family didn't want to serve in the police department, would he be a nice guy? We're going to make him famous too. We're going to make the nice guy famous.
Lauren was reported deceased in her Bridgeport apartment by the man she met 3 days earlier on a dating app. Along with concerns on how the man allegedly was left unquestioned, Lauren's family is also calling out the Bridgeport Police Department due to unprofessionalism they experienced as they were not notified of Lauren's death until 2 days later. So, on what would have been her 24th birthday, the group of family, friends, and supporters began to walk from the Bridgeport Police Headquarters and ended at the plaza of the Margaret Morton Government Center. Outside of the building, named after the first black woman to serve in the state of Connecticut House and Senate, the group stood firm that they believe the mishandling of Lauren's case was due to racial insensitivity.
I think today is very important because it's important that we protect black women and we provide resources for them and that we stay connected. I think this is a story that has made national news, but more important, we need to hold those in our city accountable for next steps.
This is our community.
Amen.
This is our city, our state. Exactly. They are civil servants. They serve us.
I mean, waiting 2 days to find out that your loved one died is absolutely insane.
Lauren's mother says she refuses to let the memory of her daughter be lost and will continue to demand answers from city officials, including Mayor Ganem and Police Chief Garcia.
I will always be her voice.
That's right.
I will always be her voice.
That's right.
Talk that talk.
That's right.
No one is going to discard my daughter like she's rubbish.
That's
She's
right.
not rubbish. She had a life. She had a business. She was in college. She had family and friends that love her.
Amen.
No one is going to discard Lauren Smithfield's my daughter as she's rubbish.
After seeing the organized demonstration and the call for answers, Mayor Ganem released the following statement. I share concerns echoed by many about the amount of time and manner a family is informed of a loss. Death notifications should be done in a manner that illustrates dignity for the deceased and respect and compassion for the family. Therefore, I will work with the Chief of Police to make appropriate changes here in Bridgeport, now for our department's policies and practices regarding notifying family members of a death. I support and add my voice to the family, community, and elected officials who are calling for state legislation on this issue. While the majority of the demonstration focused on the untimely death of Lauren, it ended with the releasing of balloons in celebration of the life she lived and the many lives she touched. Josue Jorge, The Pulse, in Bridgeport.
The detectives who handled the investigation into the death of Lauren Smithfield have been suspended.
The recent emergence of the COVID-19 variant Omicron left the United States scrambling to find enough COVID tests to administer in January. Governor Lamont announced just before the new year his plan to distribute 3 million home COVID tests and 6 million N95 masks. I have the story on Shelton's distribution efforts. On Sunday, January 9th, Shelton Emergency Services, Fire, Police, and EMS worked together to distribute medical supplies provided by the state of Connecticut. Due to their hard work and organization, Shelton residents were able to collect 2,000 free COVID-19 tests and N95 masks. This is the second time Shelton has done a distribution event like this, and residents hope that, if necessary, it won't be the last.
The kits were distributed by the state of Connecticut. We picked them up at a regional pod, and they're here.
Although they only had a few days to plan this event, they have had the procedure set in place for years due to other public health scares.
The distribution plan that we're using today was put together years ago when we had the anthrax scare. And it was set up that we would be handing out packages of pills. In this case here, we're handing out COVID test kits and masks. So it's not something that we haven't planned, trained on, and exercised. So it works very well.
Residents began lining up at 8 a.m., 3 hours before the event started, in hopes that they would be able to get some of the materials. They had their IDs checked by volunteers and then pulled their car through the drive-thru to collect 2 boxes of tests and 2 N95 masks while remaining safely inside their vehicle. Shelton Emergency Services Department, Fire, Police, and EMS all came together to execute the event. The police department's role was
just basically to make sure that traffic flows smoothly, that there's not any problems with anybody in line, that sort of thing. It's really just traffic control.
One resident, Rich Rivalise, says he thinks the event went well.
It's great. I think it seems to be moving very quickly.
City officials urge residents to continue doing their best to stay safe, including
get vaccinated. Make sure you're washing your hands, trying to limit your exposure.
Wearing a mask, social distancing,
and keeping each other safe. For The Pulse, I'm Molly Ingram, Shelton. Coming back after the break, a look into the continued effect of the pandemic. Then, we will interview Sacred Heart's star football player, Malik Grant.
Retail shortages have been happening nationwide, causing a lack of inventory in stores across the country, and the fashion industry has been hit hard. I went behind the scenes into a retail store in Stamford to see how they've been managing inventory through COVID and winter. Stamford's local boutique, Fox's Designer Off Price, has been located in High Ridge Shopping Center for over 20 years. Due to the recent rise in COVID cases, along with winter weather, business has slowed down tremendously.
Well, the holidays were wonderful. We had a great season, but as per usual, January is very slow. The pandemic, of course, hasn't helped with that, but we hope that spring will pick up.
Not only has foot traffic in the store slowed down, but so has the amount of inventory they usually get in.
I think that's a couple of factors. The first one being that designers are hesitant to order over what they normally would. They're being very conservative in their production, and also the issues with ships getting through customs.
Retail stores and businesses in Stamford have suffered at COVID's expense, leaving a scarcity of places for people to shop in their own town.
In this shopping center alone, 6 have closed, and 2 new businesses have replaced them so far. And we've also had a major loss with Lord & Taylor closing.
My normal Thursday night thing to do with my girlfriends was go to Lord & Taylor, come here, to Fox's, go to Mackenzie's. The only one left out of the trio is Fox's, thank God.
The clients that shop at Fox's prefer to shop in-store as opposed to their online website, so the lack of stores in the area has been a great disappointment to shoppers.
I'm 62 years old, so you can be sure I want to come in and I want to feel the product, and I also want to meet the salespeople, because that's the pleasure of shopping.
Along with trying to satisfy customers with the lack of inventory, the staff at Fox's have been trying to follow protocols in regard to staying safe within the store.
We have the stickers on the floor that say keep 6 feet distance,
so that the customers are spread out and not too on top of each other. And we have them wearing masks because it's mandatory. And if they don't have one, then we provide them with one.
As spring approaches, Fox's hopes to get in more inventory and regain normal foot traffic in the store. For the Pulse, Anaya Vance, Stamford, Connecticut.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but this robot dog was able to teach these young women a few tricks about the world of STEM. Our producer, Christian Abraham, captured the event.
So this is an infrared camera. And then there's a bunch of cameras so that it can sense things around itself. That's for like self-awareness. And then motor lockout.
I'm Nancy Greco. I work for IBM Research. So recently got the opportunity to start working on Boston Dynamics Spot Robotic Dog. To me, it's a perfect example of edge computing and moving AI to the edge. So what we can do, we're putting sensors on Spot, like thermal imaging, microphones for acoustics, as well as regular cameras. And what we're doing now is taking that data, using AI, so now Spot understands what it sees. It can see, for example, a fire extinguisher is in violation. It can see there's a leak on the floor. It can see there's a building starting to crack. So the first step is really, we call it that mean time to detect. So we want to do that immediately, and so we're doing it using edge computing.
As part of Computer Science Week activities, we have this wonderful partnership with IBM, and Nancy Greco, a distinguished engineer, agreed to come and speak to our students about robotics and AI. It was a fabulous presentation, and we benefited from the partnership that Sacred Heart has with IBM. And that was kind of the main purpose of this presentation, to make them curious about how this technology works and to not be afraid of it, but to be interested in learning about it.
It's a great use case for Spot.
Yeah, we can do it like over here, so it's like
Well, at least you don't have to walk them outside in the dead of winter. The Los Angeles Rams will take on the Cincinnati Bengals at their home field for Super Bowl 56. The game follows the exciting NFC and AFC championship games and will feature two number 4 seeds, making this the lowest seeded Super Bowl matchup in history. We'll see on Sunday who takes home the title.
Now looking at football closer to home. Next, we will hear from the NCAA Northeast Conference Football Offensive Player of the Year, Malik Grant, as he sits down with our very own Asia McCrae to recap this past season and give us a teaser on what to expect for the fall.
Malik, you had quite the season this past season. You finished 4th in FSC with rushing yards with 1,347 yards, 11 touchdowns, and multiple postseason awards like NET Player of the Year, Walter Payton Award. When Shoes running back Julius Chestnut became injured, what changed in your mindset for you to believe that you're going to go out there and do your best to pick up the team?
I wouldn't say anything really changed in my mindset. I was obviously brought here for a reason because the coaches and staff believe in my ability to come in and play football here at the Division I level. So it was really just a thing of just keeping my confidence and just going out there and playing my game and using the knowledge that I learned from Julius and my coaches and stuff.
Got it. Tell me about your relationship with Juju. What's that like?
My relationship with Juju, it's a very amazing relationship. I say he's literally like a brother to me. I visited him at home in Maryland. He's visited my house in New York. So it's definitely a close bond. He's a brother to me. I speak to him every day, ask for advice. And it's just a relationship where I could go to him no matter what it is, on the field wise, off the field wise, and just get his help no matter what it is. He's an amazing person. He's a brother to me.
Nice. So not playing as much your freshman year to stepping up and doing great things this past season, what kept you motivated to stay ready for that moment?
I think definitely not playing a lot my freshman year. What motivated me the most was just that realizing everything I've been through throughout my life and just saying to myself, you've been doing this for a reason. Like, you've been going at this, working hard every single year, no matter what it is, no matter the ups and downs, for a reason. Like, keep going, don't give up now. Like, God got you. You got a purpose here, and you're doing this for a reason. Keep going, don't ever give up.
Love that. Tell me about the feeling of winning a championship this past season alongside Juju. What was that like for you?
I would definitely say it was a surreal, amazing moment for surely, because before, we won a championship together, but I wasn't able to play as much to really play with him, you know, but just winning this championship, I say it means a lot because I know it was his last year, you know, being here with us. It was just amazing because I won a championship with my brother and I was able to contribute and help the team in a positive way to win the championship with him. And it was just amazing to see how happy he was to see me succeed and to see him succeed when he came back as well. So it was just an amazing feeling, surreal feeling for sure.
I bet. What are your goals for next year? What should the shoe community expect of the returning player of the year?
I definitely say goals that I probably have written down. Like, I definitely want to break some records in the running back category and even in the shoe category for surely. Just become a better person for the community of Sacred Heart University. You know, try to put the school on the map in any way possible, in any positive way, and just impact everybody in a positive way. I just really want to like do very great on the field, off the field, and try to help the younger guys who's coming up, just like how Juju helped me when I was coming up, you know, just help them to develop and become the best version of themselves and become very great football players and score a lot of touchdowns for surely and win another championship.
I bet. So lastly, what's something that people don't know about Malik Grant? Like, what are something outside of your love for basketball that you want the shoe community to know about you?
I'd definitely say about me is just that no matter what it is, I always keep a smile on my face. I love seeing other people happy, no matter what it is. Like, even if I'm having a bad day or like I should be down because of something that happened to me, I always put a smile on my face, and you never know that because like I just love being happy. I love seeing other people happy, and I think it's just a great thing to see everyone joyful and just living a happy life, and it's an amazing thing.
That's great. Well, Malik, thank you so much for coming in today and sitting down with me. I wish you the best of luck in your school year and the rest of your football career here at Sacred Heart.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coming up after the break, 2 coffee shops that will help you relax while picking you up.
If you are looking to relieve stress from the coronavirus pandemic, Cannabis Infused Coffee is the new way to espresso yourself. Stefan Ayanian has the story for us.
Located on Washington Street near downtown Norwalk, the Break Room Coffee Shop has become a new attraction, where owner Andre Lombardi looks to expand his business and make his coffee shop become a unique place.
So I was like, I'm gonna call the Break Room because I want people to come in and find out exactly what it is, because you don't know until you come in.
Walking in, you will notice it is not your typical traditional coffee shop with its contemporary art, rustic furniture, and 2-floor setting, creating a relaxing environment for people to sit down and enjoy their coffee. Try sitting down and have a nice warm breakfast along with their croissants and scones. But what the Break Room is most recently known for is their CBD-infused coffee. CBD, known as cannabidiol, helps reduce the stress, anxiety, and tension within an individual.
Definitely improves the satisfaction, yeah. You know, just kind of helps me like just relax.
Also boosts your mood, like, you know, if you're like a little bit down, and it makes you like happier in a way. And I've been using CBD for a long time, and I really like it, works out very well for me. So I was like, why not let others try it?
From the espresso machine comes a few drops, a little quick stir, and you will be rewarded with a relaxing beverage. Down the road in the town of New Canaan is a place called Your CBD that has a variety selection of lotion, cream, and water-soluble CBD that Lombardi acquires for his cannabis coffee. You will also find the Dolce Cafe, the first coffee shop Lombardi opened back in 2018. An acquainted, civilized environment that resembles a continental European vibe, inviting people to come in and meditate with their reading. So if you're looking to take a break for a warm cup of joe, the Break Room is there for you. In Norwalk, Connecticut for The Pulse, I'm Stefan Ayanian.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Harborview Market is central to the community of Black Rock in Bridgeport. It may have started as a small butcher shop, but today Luca Castle-Duke takes us to this neighborhood hidden gem.
What to some might just be a coffee shop, to others, it's where they meet on a daily basis.
Here, by St. Mary's by the Sea, this shop is where locals can grab great food and coffee and still feel like home.
The number one word that comes to mind is community. So the intent was to be a small grocery store, and then upon Rick and Michelle's love of cooking, they decided to sell pastries. The pastries got really popular, and they decided to expand and serve breakfast sandwiches. Rick learned how to make croissants, which we're also known for, and then it kind of just became a community thing. A lot of the neighbors and like neighborhood children would come after school. They would gather together and just eat cookies and do homework all together. And all the retired folks come in and have their morning coffee. People have meetings, churches meet here. It's just a melting pot. You see everyone from everywhere come here and get along. And the good thing about this place, when I think about it, it's you have these long tables that can fit up to 8 people. 2 people sit here, 4 people sit here. By the end of the day, they're friends and they're exchanging numbers and social media and sharing cookies and laughing and joking. And it's just a fun place to meet and network.
This all began as a rundown butcher shop, but little by little, Rick and Michelle made improvements and improvements returned. They eventually abandoned the grocery business and then shifted into a breakfast and lunch establishment that became known for their delicious baked goods and their variety of coffees and drinks.
We have different lemonades, lattes, espressos, just brainstorm and whatever ideas came to their head, they would put on the menu through travel, through life experience, through what they've tasted and tweaked. It's just kind of a melting pot. So the same sense of community just flows in through the menu, and we have like a community of different items in the menu.
It's a great place to come down and have a breakfast, a cup of coffee, meet people, see different people. That's a big thing. It's a great people watching place too. And just being with friends and getting a chance to relax, get away from the outside world.
It has kind of a unique environment inside here. You know, you don't feel like you're in a standard coffee shop. You get the feeling that it's a community market as well as a great place to meet friends and see faces and people that you won't ordinarily see. We enjoy it here.
Is that it really just feels like a community right when you walk in. It's warm, it's cozy, and you just feel like everybody in here is part of the neighborhood. It's a great place to come and get your work done when you really want to get out of the house. And you also get to eat some great cookies while you're at it, so that's great too.
Even though Harborview has received many accolades throughout the years, their owners emphasize that the most rewarding achievement they have received are the relationships they have cultivated with their customers. For The Pulse, this is Luca Casalduc, Black Rock, Bridgeport.
Well, that's our show.
We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on The Pulse.